All right, so apparently the NBA is rigged. This is nothing new, but we're going to look into what's going on. I heard Terry Rozier got like basically arrested.
Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups have been arrested in connection to an FBI sports gambling investigation. Next hour, we're expecting FBI Director Kash Patel to appear with the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York at a press conference announcing indictments surrounding those allegations. All right, CNN's Kara Scannell is joining us now with the latest. What are you learning about this? This just came in just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, these arrests just happened. And of course, the Miami Heat guard, Terry Rozier, and Chauncey Billups, the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, have been arrested. A third former NBA player is also charged. And what law enforcement officials tell us is that there are two separate schemes here. One involved a game.
So, excuse me. Damn. So, basically, from my understanding, um, there's two cases going on. So I think what's going on is Terry Rozier is doing the typical stuff that I think other NBA players are doing. To be honest, I don't think this is only him. I just think he got caught. But basically, he's doing the thing of where he is leaving the game early, letting people know whenever they're injured, telling people to go up or under during the games because he knows his like stats report and he knows how long he's going to play for. The Billups thing is a little bit different, which that one is just really like very obvious. Like that one's just a scam. Um, the main one I'm conflicted about is Terry Rozier. One thing is first thing first. I don't know what would give people the reason to do this. Um, both of these guys make like millions of dollars, like a lot of money. And I know you gotta have a fancy lifestyle. I know money can burn up pretty quickly trying to keep up with the lifestyle. But these ain't like I don't like I know Chauncey Billups because I was like a basketball fan. Or I played basketball my whole life. I know who Terry Rozier is. But this is not like a Steph Curry, a a Kobe, Shaq, even like a Tim Duncan. Like and he's not even that these are not popular celebrities. So like you don't need to maintain a crazy lifestyle. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Like they don't like nobody knows them really outside of the NBA. So I don't think I don't see this being a money issue. What I'm seeing is that as you look into this, you hear that there's a lot of the mob into it. And I think that's the only reason they got caught is because the mob was into it. I think they mentioned this right here. Hold on.
Former NBA player and coach, and Terry Rozier, a current NBA player. Other co-conspirators were previously charged for their roles in the scheme, including former NBA player Jonte Porter. Between December 2022 and March 2024, these defendants perpetrated a scheme to defraud by betting on inside, non-public information.
In some instances, players altered their performance or took themselves out of games to make sure that those bets paid.
And see, I don't think that's a I don't know if that's illegal or not, to be honest. Should it be illegal? That's up to y'all. Like, are we gonna act like they're the only ones doing it? I don't think that's fair. Um, at all. I don't think that's fair at all. Because I know for sure about half the NBA are doing this. They just got caught. So I don't know if this is worth prison sentence. Um, I do think this should be like a civil battle. I think on both ends this should be civil. I don't think motherfuckers need to go to prison for any of these things at all. Um, but yeah, but this just sounds like some shit that I think everybody noticed.
paid out. One example occurred on March 23rd, 2023 in Charlotte. Terry Rozier, an NBA player now with the Miami Heat, but at the time playing for the Hornets, allegedly let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his under statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash. As the NBA season tips off, his career is already benched, not for injury, but for integrity.
And I think that's right. I think that should be the consequence when it comes to things like that. I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be given prison time for this. Is it stupid? Yes. Should they get consequences for it? Yes. But should it be prison time? No. Make it a civil battle. Have them pay back the money, or times that by like 5. Have them pay back that money. But this, I don't know how I feel about the imprisonment thing.
Out of tens of millions of dollars and created a financial pipeline for La Cosa Nostra to help fund and facilitate their organized criminal activity.
There was 2 indictments.
Let me get past this point because he went over that.
Was finessing and scheming millions of dollars.
He explained that. So basically, with the Chauncey Billups thing, from my understanding, from what I researched, and if you want more in depth, you can always go to Poetic Flacco. He always goes in depth with this stuff. But from my understanding, Chauncey Billups was the face card when it comes to like doing betting scams like poker and stuff like that. So the way this was easily found out is that you got professional poker players who are going to these tournaments where these people are not good at poker playing, and they're rigging the games. So they got all this technology equipment to read people's cards, to see the deck, all types of bullshit that's having these professional poker players, these are professional gamblers, lose these games. So can make it equivalate the scenario. Imagine a basketball player. I know I didn't use the right word, so fuck y'all. Imagine a basketball player is going to a park and there's like $100,000, win if you can make, I don't know, you get 100 attempts or you get 20 attempts and you just gotta make 7 out of the 20. You're a professional basketball player. You're fucking like a 3-point specialist. You go to this court to shoot this 3-point contest, and you realize that the rim is bent, or you realize that the ball is heavy or is super light. Something's rigged with it, and you don't end up winning the game. Well, clearly you gonna know this because you're a professional basketball player. You know these shots you can make, and you can tell when a basketball don't feel right. You tell when the rim is bent because you're in the gym like 24/7. Same scenario. They're doing this with poker players, like they're fucking stupid. So this was clearly obvious. I think he just got caught up. With that, I still think Chauncey Billups needs to face, prison time? Because they're talking about prison time. No, this is a RICO, too. Like, this is, like, federal. Like, this is crazy. I didn't know shit like this was, like, that serious. I feel like this could be solved civilly. I feel like the only reason this is being solved criminally and on the federal level is because they said the mob people, the mafia, were involved in this. Let me move here.
Prosecutors was the lure, the mafia allegedly paying him for his celebrity to attract high rollers to poker tables in the Hamptons, in Las Vegas, in Miami, and right here in Manhattan, so they would gamble, so they would play poker. What those people didn't know was that everyone else at the table was in on the scam because the games were rigged. Chauncey Billups was known as a face card because the mafia allegedly used his face to lure in these unsuspecting victims. The victims themselves were called fish, as the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York explained in Brooklyn a short while ago.
The scheme targeted victims known as, quote, fish, who were often lured to participate in these rigged games by the chance to play alongside former professional athletes who were known as, quote, face cards. The so-called face cards included the defendant Chauncey Billups, who at the time of the scheme was a former NBA player and is currently the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, and also Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach. What the victims, the fish, didn't know is that everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, including the face cards, were in on the scam. For example, they used off-the-shelf shuffling machines that had been secretly altered in order to read the cards in the deck, predict which player at the table had the best poker hand, and relay that information to an off-site operator.
These rigged poker games have been going on, prosecutors say, since at least 2019, and it involved these altered shuffling decks, X-ray poker tables that could read cards that were face down. There were special...
See, like stupid shit like that. You think a professional poker player is not gonna realize that you're doing that? Like, it's just wild. And I even think they got this dude who mentioned how this game was
4 years ago, where there was this game. It started in LA and then it came to Vegas for a few days, and it was all built around Chauncey Billups. And I had heard about the game, and the person who told me about it was like, "Look, I know the game runners. I'm telling you 100% this game is on the up and up." And I was like, "Well, I know a lot of the people that are involved, and I'm telling you 100% that it is not on the up and up."
Yeah.
And we kind of went back and forth, and I agreed that like I just wasn't going to go play it, but I had some friends who went and played it both in LA and in Vegas, and it obviously like was for sure confirmed to be cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who clearly didn't even understand the rules of No Limit Hold'em are just like jamming hundreds of big blinds in with like a gutty and then just drilling it.
Yeah.
Only the pros are losing. Like
how is it figured out? Like it just
I can't remember if this was the game where
no over
What?
the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that was Peart.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still, I mean, it's not like Chauncey and Pierce don't know each other.
I
You
guess
know?
Pierce was doing the same
I feel
thing.
like
That's
it's probably
crazy. I didn't even know that.
the same crowd overlapping there,
Gotcha.
but maybe not. Either way, it was basically confirmed amongst all of the pros that the game was cheated, but there's just no recourse,
Gotcha.
and they got absolutely filleted.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no recourse in a lot of these situations.
Well, it's tough too whenever you're dealing with somebody like high profile like that, because they carry a lot of weight and hold a lot of power. So all you can do is like kind of unite together and threaten to publicly out him or extort him in some sort of capacity. In which case, good luck.
Since when Chauncey Billups was that nigga, I don't know. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I think it's stupid, to be honest. I think this is something that everybody knew. I think everybody, at least on the part where like players are like not playing well on purpose, and providing insight. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of players who are talking to their cousins right now, talking about go under or go over. Like I'm pretty sure that's the thing. I don't think this should be. Again, I still think this should be civil. I don't think people need to be doing time off of it. But players, just play, nigga. Y'all got in the you won. You won, bro. Like at this point, just play the fucking game. Yeah, I don't know. People are speculating that they got themselves into some shit, which is why this is related to the mob bosses and stuff like that, and they kind of have to. And to that, I say that's y'all fault. Like if they do go to jail because they got into some mafia shit, y'all should have just told the police and got the fuck out. Y'all basketball players at this point, you won like damn near the game of life, and y'all fucking this up. Mind you, these people make hundreds of millions of dollars, not just millions, hundreds through their lifetime. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I think this shit is stupid. I don't think they should do jail time. I'm not wishing that upon them, but if they end up doing that, so be it. Stop betting your money on fucking prize picks and DraftKings. That should be the moral of the story when it comes to this. But y'all let me know what y'all think.